All right, guys. I'd like to go over some of the movement patterns and movement understanding on bottom for how to create, again, some swing and some off balancing in the position. I don't want to get over my own head in terms of talking about martial arts history, but Jigoro Kano, the creator of judo, I think one of the, obviously many people agree that, for whatever that's worth, that the understanding of off balancing and the value of off balancing, or kazushi, which is, I've now exhausted one of my 7 Japanese words. I'm very proud of myself. It is really, really important, and recognizing just the value of that, and it's critical that it's a critical component to getting almost anything done. Destabilizing your opponent is going to be important. So how we can do that in the 50-50, which is a position that's otherwise seemingly pretty static and stuck, is the real trick to getting anything done here. So when I find myself locked up, and this is always the problem of jiu-jitsu, of almost everything, is I've got a lot of my limbs on top of Adam, and they're in use holding onto him to keep him from getting away, to keep him from coming forward. And I go, okay, I can't move. Let's say I grab him with 2 hands or do anything like this. Now I have full-on wed myself to this position in space, and aside the fact that Adam would crack me in the mouth if we were fighting. So the nice thing about it is if you actually grapple, if you're fighting, you'll tend to grapple really well. If you grapple in a way that would get you beat up when you're fighting, you may or may not be grappling well. But basically, I've taken all 4 of my movement resources and I've attached them to Adam's body. That's not wrong. He's going to have a heck of a time getting me off him. I'm wrapped around him like a snake, but I'm going to have a really difficult time moving. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to lift up onto my shoulder and recognize that, again, I can start to turn and pivot my body. Now, with my legs opening, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my inside leg, the one we would ordinarily think of as threatened, if we rotate, please. Threatened in the reason that I keep my triangle locked, and I'm going to extend it and turn myself to the outside. Now I can swing back to the inside, turn back to the outside. Right now, what do you feel, Adam?
I feel my foot elevated off the mat and all of my weight in my left knee.
Where do you feel my weight?
Feels like you're kind of like driving into me through your shin. Your hips are off the mat. Feels like you're strong through your shoulder.
I'm climbing on Adam, driving off my shoulder. This is my point of contact with the floor. That's my point of contact with him. My body is the conduit for that force. That allows me to encourage Adam to press into me. Please do. And now I can switch in the other direction. Now, I'm going to open my feet so that you guys can see. Imagine there were no heel hooks, which is, I don't know if I like that world or not. But basically, what do you feel now?
Now I feel like your shin has created a frame that's stopping me from driving in.
Correct. I need a point of contact on him, but I also need a point of contact on the floor. What's my point of contact on the floor?
Your shoulders.
How about now?
Now your forearm.
Absolutely. How about now?
Back of your elbow, your left hand.
What I want you guys to start to feel is your ability to drive off the ground and off them in the position is going to be the driving and key force for how you can create off-balancing, kazushi movement, you name it, and dynamism in the position that allows you to run people into things. This is grappling equivalent of footwork and striking. Being able to move yourself and move your opponent as a result, dragging them into space so that you can run them onto your offense. So again, sometimes it's important to grapple. You're going to get a lot of value out of grappling with heel hooks, without heel hooks, with punches, without punches. All you're doing is playing with the levels and playing with the rules and saying, hey, under the following circumstances, how would I move and what will it teach me? If you want to learn how to be a good kicker, kick a lot, but also sometimes take punches out. Do taekwondo style sparring. And then other times you go, hey, let's now that we have some kicking ability, let's put the hands and the takedowns back in, or just the hands or just the takedowns, and see how does this affect my movement patterns? How does this affect my tools? Are there any other concerns that I need to be worried about here? What can I do that's the same and what can I do that's different? But one of the troubles that we have sometimes in this position and any other is and it's one of the reasons, in my opinion, that jiu-jitsu guys struggle to learn to wrestle, is a lot of times you're starting to learn and you're punished very, very severely for making mistakes because people choke the crap out of you. And generally speaking, your opponent, if you're in a jiu-jitsu class's level of guillotine, is a lot higher than your level of double leg unless you come with a wrestling background. So if you can remove some of the submissions from the game originally, what you're going to find is that you're going to attack more, you're going to feel more, you're going to flow more, and people who are really inclined to figure out what they're going to do are going to attack anyway. However, it's nice to lower the bar so that more of us can get involved and we can get more practice anyway. It's more efficient. So we come back. I'm turning to the back corner. I'm on my outside shoulder. I'm turning to the front corner. I'm on my inside shoulder. Turning to the back corner. Turning to the front corner. I can start to make all sorts of points of contact with the ground and with my partner. I can open my feet and close my feet. What I want you guys to do is play with this and start to see what works, but recognize that when you're going to your left or your back corner, you're going to tend to be on your left side. When you're going to the front corner or the right corner, assuming I'm in a right leg 50-50 entanglement, I'm going to be on my right shoulder. Finding out, exploring how you can articulate your movement and articulate your body through those positions, and recognizing that the two main off-balance points in the 50-50 are that front corner or that back corner is going to be the key to creating the kazushi and the movement and the dynamic openings that you're going to need to be effective here.